A cordial and revolutionary men and women greeting. That pleasure is to be here sharing the ball in this fascinating subject that concerns us all, because at stake is the future of it, this wonderful country, which fortunately was touched by the fortunately, thanks has those chances which have life. After searching strongly, it has been possible to locate the right person to run the country. It seemed that would never been found, but in spite of this difficulty eventually the country was fortunate to do, and now Ecuador has the best president in the world, and is not for me to tell, because his works and laws are palpable, not to give rise to doubt. However, not everyone will be happy as in the past ruled the mafias, leaving the bankrupt country. 7 years have passed, and when they start to go out of the sewer rats, with his usual tricks, 7 years have gone through so that everything is forgotten, and the rats climb again, to start over, in the municipalities as if nothing had happened. Some naive and gullible, a loud catch. We are here with our contribution, for we prevent rats, keep moving. While it should be everyone's job, so we want to make a call. President RAFAEL, CORREA, look after him. Do not let all the way to one, because it requires the joint effort. The enemies are already in action today are the main halls, and the public should also be organized and not allow that corrupt move forward. The people cannot stand idly by and allow the enemy to operate freely, as they are mafias, who work in an organized and financed from foreign foundations. We must be very careful on this. With the People's Revolution, the country is alive. Unfortunately, the country fell again into the hands of those mobsters. Then it will be too late, and the country will inevitably go bankrupt again, and again. Repeated episodes experienced them before. Today, when they are on time, I avoid your enemies and recognizing them apart. And who is your advocate and representative? Today is your President RAFAEL, CORREA, who works for the people, like mayors, could still be yours, but handed him over to his enemies. Working together as a team is better than working with the enemies. Have no idea to what extent it will affect the people and their representative. To recognize who are their implacable enemies. Prevailed in the past, the law of the strongest, and benefited only them, harming and marginalizing most. All the attention was only for those groups who held power, treating them only your friends and the whole family. Only a handful of rats, who monopolized all, plunged into poverty, has the majority. Until the day came, an honest man with a mission, to bring the country out of the ruin left by the corrupt, the same as today. They attack, in many ways, and repellent, the President, RAFAEL, CORREA, very firmly. I made a high, all abuses, reform of law. It has got greater justice and greater equity in the population. Only, in the 7 years of his administration, has passed public works, previous governments, conducted in over 50 years. Hence the villains, who are none other than the corrupt, as always, his constant struggle, to overthrow the government, the people, who, despite the failed attempt, made on 2010, persist, one and otherwise impede the normal management, generating unrest in the town, with their lies. There are only two sides, in force in Ecuador. There are those corrupt ever, representing the devil, with their lies. It is the father of lies. Instead, anyone who walks with God is the truth. As has been the miracle in Ecuador, of which we all discussed, in the world that has been overcome, great obstacles, but we have still others to overcome, and those are corrupt. Thrive huddled together with the means of communication. Shout all kinds of insults, lies, and slander. His malevolent slogan is to discredit the President. Do not forget, the attack also attacked the President. The people for the people is the President, and if they speak evil of the President, or speaking ill of the people, then there are the enemies, identifying where, and how not to collaborate, and offer constructive ideas, because they have no capacity to do so. They are individuals, with a coefficient, low, and high degree of evil, performances, shows, and only have an antagonistic attitude to everything you do, the President. Clearly, because everything they do is aimed, obstruct, until sink, the country and its people. 3-8 The People's Revolution led by President RAFAEL CORREA, fight for their country permanently, and the welfare of all. The corrupt do the opposite, busily seeking ways to destroy it, and try to discredit him and snatch power and leave everything up to the time of the civic government revolution has succeeded. It seems incredible that there are people who are still voting for your enemy. Never agree to negotiate with their vote. When they know to identify enemies, understand, negotiate with the vote, is the most despicable to do in life. Sell vote means selling the future of their children, because only hack promises and offers, which never fulfilled, as has happened in the past. I do not think I understand. Was recently, the great tragedy less than 10 years ago. Few families fleeing poverty, abandoned children and youth, and broken homes, and recycling, youths whose frustration led them to suicide. I do not understand. There is little sense of solidarity, and that little or nothing has served those hard experiences, because such indifference is seen in people, and even appears that some claim, still, his executioners, that back and do it again, from his. It only remains to thank you for your attention to this video. Continue at the next meeting. Take care, and until next time, friends.